Controversy, the double-edged sword that can make or break a TV show, cementing it forever as an icon of the medium, or dooming it to bar trivia night obscurity. When a popular TV show does something provocatively against the mold, networks can expect to see some angry letters, protests, or even outright boycotts. Some of these episodes deserve the criticism they get, but should we give some of the other shows a break? Well, today we're tuning into 11 TV shows that sparked a flood of complaints. But before we file a formal grievance, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Then head over to the comments and let us know what other televised controversies you want to hear about. For now, viewer discretion is advised. On the evening of September 30th, 1990, a new television show premiered across the United Kingdom. The series was a satirized version of the 1950s Leave It to Beaver-style American sitcoms, but with a twist. The show featured the husband and wife duo of Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun as the protagonists. Yeah, those ones. Ach du Liebe. Only one episode of Heil Honey, I'm Home aired to about 175,000 satellite subscribers in the UK. But series writer Jeff Atkinson remarked that it was one of the most talked about shows he ever did, especially considering only a few people ever got to see it. Writer Marion Calabro dubbed it perhaps the world's most tasteless situation comedy, with the Secretary General of the Board of Deputies of British Jews denouncing it as trivializing the events of the Holocaust. The show's production company, British Satellite Broadcasting, got bought out by Sky, which canceled the program upon acquisition. 7 filmed episodes remain unaired and unseen, just lurking out there somewhere. Seinfeld is ostensibly a show about nothing. However, one episode was definitely about something, and it was pulled from syndication after an avalanche of complaints. In the episode The Puerto Rican Day, one of the final episodes of the series, Elaine, Jerry, Kramer, and George are stuck in traffic during the Puerto Rican Day parade. Through a series of unlikely escalations, Kramer accidentally lights a Puerto Rican flag on fire and stomps on it to smother the blaze, to the horror of the parade participants. The gag might have gone over more smoothly, considering Kramer is the butt of the joke, but the show made matters worse. A group of upset Puerto Rican men destroyed Jerry's car in retaliation, with Kramer finally remarking that this is just a typical day for Puerto Rico. In other words, the episode went over about as well as a flag burning at the Puerto Rican Day parade. Angry letters and protests caused NBC to issue an apology, and the network pulled the episode from syndication. However, as of this recording, the episode is available to watch on streaming and on DVD collections of the series. The 2007 British teen drama Skins was a smash hit for the UK. Naturally, the States had to make their own version, because that's what was happening at the time. The short-lived US version was released in 2011 and followed the lives of high school students as they finished up their final 2 years. The students are rude, crude, use drugs, have sex, and do a lot of other things that cool kids do and parents wish they wouldn't. Basically, it was Euphoria, only British, and in the aughts. But the Parents Television Council took things a step further, filing a letter to the Department of Justice, asking them to investigate the show for obscenity. These concerns were further escalated in the episode Chris, which depicts scenes where the title character Chris walks around completely buck naked. While he was only filmed from the back, the episode still caused a ton of controversy, with many accusing MTV of showing child pornography. Many brands pulled their sponsorships, including Subway, Foot Locker, L'Oreal, and perhaps most cutting of all, Taco Bell. The show was canceled in June of that year. In a 2024 episode of the 14th season of Doctor Who, that one show everyone loves except for people you've met personally, the Doctor meets up with a male bounty hunter named Rogue in 19th century England. Toward the end of the episode, the good Doctor and Rogue share a kiss that could be argued as nothing but romantic. While this wasn't the first same-sex kiss in Doctor Who, it is the first time we see one where a clear romantic interest is shown by the protagonist. This display of the Doctor's attraction to men was seen as inappropriate sexual innuendo by many complaints sent to the BBC after the episode aired. If you take a look, you can tell it's not really innuendo. The BBC fired back, dismissing the claims and basically telling everyone to lighten up. After all, what would Captain Jack Harkness say? After so many years on the air, The Simpsons have found themselves just about everywhere on planet Earth, and sometimes beyond. But the 15th episode of the 13th season, titled Blame It on Lisa, featured a trip by the titular family to Brazil, depicting the country as a lawless, depleted nightmare. The episode was not well received by many people living in Brazil. In the episode, the Simpsons get robbed by children, kidnapped by taxi drivers, and attacked by monkeys. The conga line is used as a mode of transportation, although it's not a Brazilian dance or even originated in Brazil. Finally, the episode jokes that all Brazilian men are bisexual. These sweeping generalizations and stereotypes rubbed proud Brazilians the wrong way. Seeing The Simpsons is a disservice to Brasilia's image, the capital city of Brazil. Rio's tourism secretary even suggested donating the proceeds from the episode to Brazil, if The Simpsons were so concerned about their poverty situation. If you like teen delinquents who are raised in space after a nuclear disaster on Earth, then you would love the CW television series The 100. Throughout its 7 seasons, the show was praised for its innovative storytelling and character development. That is, until the praise turned into criticism for the way the same-sex couple Lexa and Clark were treated on the episode 13. Shortly after the character of Lexa revealed her true feelings for Clark, spoiler alert for The 100, so if you are in the middle of a watch-through, skip ahead to the next chapter, Lexa tragically died. Many fans and critics saw this as a case of the so-called bury your gays trope, in which fictional gay characters are written out of a show shortly after they are introduced. Showrunner Jason Rothenberg stated his intention was to show the fragility of life, but understood that he may have accidentally revealed the fragility of gay characters in the media instead. The animated Fox sitcom Family Guy has never been shy about making edgy and offensive jokes, sometimes dozens per episode. However, the 8th season episode of Quagmire's Dad arguably sparked the most outrage from the raunchy show's audience. The plot sees Quagmire's war hero father coming out as a trans woman and changing his name to Ida. At one part of the episode, Brian, who to remind you is a dog, sleeps with Ida, not knowing who she is. His reaction after finding out is to vomit profusely, in an act known as the Ace Ventura. Both sides of the aisle had issues with that episode. Advocacy groups like GLAAD denounced it as transphobic because of its depiction of the characters, while conservative groups took issue with the outrageously stereotyped depiction of Ida pre-transition. Family Guy has never exactly been sensitive, especially not Quagmire. The police drama NYPD Blue didn't just refer to the color of the uniforms. It was full of blue, off-color, impolite, and realistic crime depictions that frequently courted controversy. During a scene in the episode Nude Awakening, the title of which should have already given you a clue, Detective Connie McDowell is getting ready for a shower when an 8-year-old boy accidentally sees her naked, and viewers saw her bare buttocks for 7 seconds, creating an awkward moment as she attempts to cover up. The reaction to the episode was strong, sparking protests from the Parents Television Council and other groups. ABC said they had the right to air the scene and naked butts, and it was protected under the constitutional right to free speech. The FCC saw things a different way, initially imposing a $1.2 million fine, which was ultimately dismissed in court, leading to a reconsideration of the FCC's unconstitutionally vague indecency rules. South Park is not only unfazed by controversy, but thrives on it. A glaring example of this happened in the 2-part season 14 episodes 200 and 201, featuring the Muslim prophet Muhammad as a character. Muhammad had previously appeared in the season 5 episode Super Best Friends as part of a superhero team of religious figures, including Jesus and Moses. So seeing him pop up in our favorite mountain town wasn't entirely out of the blue. But to many followers of Islam, depicting Muhammad in any visual way is prohibited. A comic depiction of Muhammad in the satirical French magazine Charlie Hebdo resulted in riots, death threats, and a mass shooting at the magazine's office, leaving 5 dead. And Dutch filmmaker Theo van Gogh was murdered by Islamic extremists for his depiction of Islamic violence. When 200 aired, teasing the arrival of Muhammad in the next episode, a radical Muslim group called Revolution Muslim posted online threats to Parker and Stone, threatening them that their decision to show the prophet may get them targeted like Van Gogh. The showrunners wanted to highlight the double standard regarding Muhammad, as images of other religious figures such as the Buddha or Jesus are portrayed without issue. And they pointed out that they'd already shown Muhammad before in multiple episodes, often in the show's opening. When 201 finally aired, the citizens of South Park go to great lengths to not show Muhammad, making the show's creators' point. However, the episodes are not available on any streaming platforms, and only the censored versions were included on the DVDs. Who could forget the classic holiday carols of old? Let It Snow, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and of course, SNL's in a Box. The 2006 musical sketch featured host Justin Timberlake and cast members Andy Samberg offering an extremely personal Christmas present. The sketch is undeniably sophomoric, but no more explicit than jokes we all heard in middle school. But not everybody saw it that way. It continues to draw in complaint letters to this day, because the sketch has become a fixture of all Christmas-related SNL episodes and best-of specials. The main concern was that young children could stumble upon the clip while searching for Timberlake, who has fans of all ages. Despite the pushback, the sketch is still available on SNL's official YouTube page. So we're guessing those letters didn't scare NBC too much. Married with Children was one of Fox's earliest hits that subverted the happy, perfect sitcom family with a completely dysfunctional house of cynical jerks. One episode, titled Her Cups Runneth Over, sees patriarch and lazy everyman Al Bundy in a lingerie store to hunt down a discontinued bra for his wife, Peggy. The exceptionally coarse Bundy tossed around lewd jokes about everything from cross-dressing to BDSM. A woman in Michigan named Terry Ricolta objected to the episode so much that she organized a boycott, targeting the sponsors of Married with Children and urging them to reconsider. Ads did end up getting pulled from the show, prompting Fox to direct writers to tone the show down, even going as far as to refuse to air a later episode called I'll See You in Court, involving Al and Peggy being secretly taped having sex. But Ricolta's boycott ended up having the opposite effect, drawing even more viewers to Married with Children. As a result, the showrunners sent her flowers every year for giving them such a boost in the ratings. So what do you think? Do you remember any of these controversies? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.